Hello there, Pius Karuki here. Today I'm going to show you how you can automate your data visualization and analysis processes, and also any task tracking processes that you might have in your organization. Now imagine you use KoboToolbox to collect data, but you would also like this data that is collected, these KoboToolbox submissions that are collected, you would love for them to be visualized and analyzed so that you can gain insights and make decisions from them. And then if there are any follow-up tasks that came up from those KoboToolbox submissions, you would also like to store them in a task management process like Asana or maybe Jira, something like that. Now, what you have here is OpenFn, which is a data exchange platform. It is the leading digital public good for workflow automation. And what it does is it automates these processes for you so that you don't have to do them manually. Now, imagine a process like that, getting data from KoboToolbox, downloading that submission, then putting it into an Excel sheet, and then also putting that data in an Asana board. It's a very tedious process and a very repetitive process if you have a lot of submissions, but it doesn't require any emotional intelligence. And that's what OpenFN does. It's great for automating these rote tasks that don't require emotional intelligence. So if we go to our KoboToolbox form, so what this workflow does, it takes data from a KoboToolbox form, and then it sends it to Google Sheets, and then it has a conditional step after that that looks if there's a follow-up question, checks if there's a follow-up question, and then if there is, sends it to an Asana board. If I were to show you how that looks like, this is an engagement sheet, and in it you can see we have these submissions from the KoboToolbox form, and then these submissions are used in these charts for visualization. So these charts in that data in that first sheet to visualize data aggregated by engagement, by type. That is, these engagements took place and the people involved in those engagements. And then if there's a follow-up task, we track it in this Asana board. Yeah. Now let me show you how that comes together. So if we go to our KoboToolbox form, okay, yeah, my video is going to disappear right here. But if I just put in my information, the engagement type, stakeholder type, 90 women, 70 men. If I make this submission and then I go into my OpenFN workflow, we have a history page that shows you the workflows that are running. You can see immediately our engagement reporting workflow starts running, and it processes the sent form data that we got from KoboToolbox, then sends that to Google Sheets, and then adds a follow-up task to Asana. So this happens in real time. Immediately we do that, we use the KoboToolbox REST services. We use that and we give it the URL of this workflows webhook. This workflow is triggered by a webhook, and that webhook has a URL, and then we give that to KoboToolbox. So immediately a submission is made, this workflow is going to run. And so if we go to our engagement sheet, in our submissions, we should find our latest submission. Yeah, here we go. You can see it's capacity building, my name in it, all stakeholders, the date is today, and the follow-up question is, can we have some help with the river cleaning process. The engagement type. So these charts are now updated once that data is put in that sheet. And then in our Asana board, you can see we have our new task here. Can we have some help with the river cleaning process? Yeah, so that is an example of how you can use OpenFN to automate a data collected from so a process that is data collection, then visualization, and then follow up. And this is we're using Google Sheets to visualize, but you don't have to. We have a Postgres adapter that you can use to push data to a Postgres database, and then that can be consumed by a Power BI instance or Tableau instance. Yeah, so the possibilities are endless with OpenFN. We have 80 plus adapters, and what adapters are? They're these wrappers around APIs that allow you to connect to applications in an easier and simpler way than you would have to if you wrote a custom API. So yeah, that is an example, and yeah, head on over to app.openfn.org to try this out. You can try this out for free, and then thank you and have an amazing day.